Going up. All right, guys, 4:58. We're starting on time. I love it. We're getting better. We are getting better. Hey, guys, how are you? My name is Sebastien. I'm with Heather today. Heather is going to be demoing all the exercises and also chiming in the conversation. Today is not a traditional workout, okay? This is a tutorial, so no music. And what we want to do is we want to share some of the exercises you can do with the cables on the micro. Heather and I are going to be doing a series of tutorial. There are a lot of exercises. We won't be able to get through all the ab exercise, with the cable. I'm just letting you know. So we'll try to get to a few of them in an hour, and then we'll probably have to do a second tutorial for the abs, and then we'll do the same thing for the arms and for the legs. And our goal is to do 2 tutorials. Maybe a tutorial almost every week. So we'll see, because I want you to really understand how to use this great machine here behind us. By the way, Heather has a website called lagreeinghome.com, and she has Lingering at Home, lagreeingathome.com, and then she teaches classes, virtual classes. So this is a fantastic platform, again, to follow classes and then use your micro, because your micro should never be like this, right? If you bought the micro and the micro is sitting like this in your garage, all right, guys, I am very mad. I made the micro so that you guys can use it, and you can do literally hundreds of exercises. By the way, on Lagree.com or lagreehome.com, I'm in the process of adding voiceovers to the animations, because many of you wanted to voiceovers. Thank you for all of your comments. Pretty much every feedback that we got is going to be implemented in the next couple of months. So lagreehome.com is going to grow tremendously with a lot more information. But the goal is always to give you as much info so that you can exercise at home safe, and then you know what to do. So we're going to get started, Heather. We're going to start with the first one. The first one, that's my favorite one, okay? It's called the Cable Elastic Crunch. And so when you're on the Mega, and then by the way, we will also do tutorial on the Mega, because a lot of you also have the Mega at home, and fuck it, we'll do Mega, Micro, and we'll do tutorials on every fucking machine, okay? So there you go, you have it. So if you're on the Mega, you can do this exercise using the carriage, but over here, the carriage is too small. So you're going to have to lay on the back behind the Micro, okay? Now, you can have your head on the platform, but I prefer that the head is not on the platform, so we're going to scoot back a little bit more. If you have the micro at home, you can try this. You can use a mat if you want to. And then basically, this first exercise, so there are a ton of variations of this exercise. The exercise itself, it's basically, you're going to use your abs to lift your chest to your knees. But as you do this, you're going to keep the space open between the chin and the chest, okay? And basically, the arms are not pulling the carriage, it's the abdomen. So the arms are following the flexion of the spine, okay? So you are pulling from your abs, not from your arms. A lot of people just basically will do this. Put your head down. They will do this. They will bring the arms down, and then they lift the head up. That's not the exercise, okay? The exercise is you pulling from your abs. So you cannot bring your chest all the way to the knees, because you're following the natural flexion of the spine, and the spine doesn't flex that much when you do a forward flexion of the spine like that. So that's the exercise. That is the cable elastic crunch. Now, for those of you who have the cables at home, you can grab the Footstrap, or you can grab the handles. If you only have the red handles, you'll grab the red handles, but you can grab either, okay? If you grab the Footstrap or the handles, it really makes no difference. Always keeping tension on the cables, okay? Always making sure the shoulders are in the sockets. When you do this exercise, you're going to feel this in your triceps, in your lats, and in your abs. I want you to keep that constant tension in your triceps, lats, and abs. It's very important, because when your lats are engaged, it means that you are supporting your spine. So you're less likely to hurt yourself or hurt your spine if you keep the lats engaged. Movement of the legs, so you're going to flex your legs. So your knees, when you do Lagree, everything is easy. It's either like a 180 or a 90-degree angle. That's it. There's just not really any other angles, So knees directly above the hips. Ankles align the knee, so 90-degree angle in your 90-degree angle in your ankle, 90-degree angle in the knees. Legs do not move, and now you slowly bring your chest to your knees. Good, that's it. Up and down. And then you want to move slowly, right? You want to make sure that you pull from those abs. Now, from this movement, how many exercises can we do in this? A ton. All right, so let me give you variations that we don't have an animations for, okay? So if you can't do this one because it hurts your neck for whatever reason, that's fine. You can actually keep your head flat on the floor. You can keep your hands right above the shoulders. But remember, keeping the tension in the triceps, okay? And then your hands are never going over your face. Your hands are always aligned the shoulders, okay? So shoulder stays in the sockets. Shoulder stays in the sockets. Triceps and lats engage, right? And what you can do from that position, you can now move the legs. So you can move the knees out and then the knees in, just like that, right? So that's a variation. So that would be a cable-assisted crunch with a leg extension, okay? So I don't have that one yet on the animations, but you can totally do this one, okay? It'll have the same effect. When you do this exercise, I'm going to go on this side. Make sure that you keep tension on the triceps and then on the lats, okay? The abs will be engaged. Another variations you can do, stay in that angle like that. I like that. Another variations you can do one leg at a time, okay? So that's another one you could do. Think about all the possibilities that you can do using your legs. And now in this exercise, this is a core exercise. If you see, Heather's abs, she's got sick abs, by the way. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So that works the abs right over here. Lower, same thing, obliques, because now you have basically the support of the arms. So everything in between is basically engaged. Okay. Another exercise you can do, keeping the legs straight. Little kicks, that's another one, okay? You have a ton of variation in that position, okay? Let's go into the leg extension, guys, for the next one, because the leg extension is actually an exercise for which we have an animation. There you go, so that's the other one. That's, the leg raises, I'm sorry. There you go. So for the leg raise, the leg raise is basically another variation of the cable-assisted crunch. You can move your feet down to the floor, okay, and then back up. Now, for some of you, this might actually create some pressure in the lower back or the hips. If it does, just keep your legs bent, and then just move your legs up and down, keeping the legs bent. Okay, so that's another exercise. That's called the leg raises. How's the abs doing? Good. She's getting a great ab workout because all of that stuff right here, that just really targets the abs, by the way. So that's the leg raise, which you can also do, which is another great variation of the cable-assisted crunch. Then we get into the combination of the movement of the legs and the movement of the arms. So let me tell you, I will not have enough time to put all these animations because we're talking about thousands of exercise. Yes, thousands of exercise you can actually do in that position, okay? So let's do this. We could do one where you keep your legs straight and then you can basically go into a cable-assisted crunch and you lift your hands up. So you can do the combination, or keep your legs straight on this one and just bring your chest to your knees. So that's a cable-assisted crunch with the legs straight at an angle. You can do the same exercise with your legs straight up at a 90-degree angle, which makes it a bit more difficult, okay? That's another variations, good. And when you do that, you always want to make sure you keep that space open between the chin and the chest, right? Good. Another one is you move your leg down like this, and then you bring your leg up, right? That's it, yeah. Oh, yeah. Move your leg down, and move your leg up, yes. Another one is like when you bring your chest up, you move your legs down. So there's actually, you do the opposite, like that. So sometime when I teach your classes, and I do a cable-assisted crunch, and you see people, everyone is doing something different, it's okay. They're all good. They all will work the abs, okay? Nice. You can do one leg up, one leg down as you come up. And then you can alternate. Oh, yeah, like that, right? That's it, variations, good. So that's another variation. Christian, let's go into the snow angel. So the snow angel, that's another variation of the cable assisted crunch. So you can quickly see that this can go really, really out. For the snow angel, we're going to break it up first. We're going to bend the legs. We're going to have the hands out to the side. And then we're going to slowly lift the chest to the knees and bring the hands to the hips. Okay? Keeping the legs bent. So bring your head down and then bring your head up. Okay? So that would be a half snow angel. But now we can go into a full snow angel. And again, you can as you bring your hands to your hips, you can extend your legs out, or you can do the opposite. As you bring your legs, as you bring your hands to your hips, you can move your knees to your chest. That's it. Either way, they're all fantastic. So that's another variation of the snow angel over here. Good. One more. Are you guys doing this at home or no? And then you can take a quick break. Heather, do you want to add anything to these exercises?
Frog crunches. So you split your legs into a V, heels together, knees open wide, and then you go side to side.
Oh shit! She's taking it to the next level. See, I'm just too simple, you know.
Feels so good.
Look at that. So you can look at the bird's eye view right here from the top view.
Yes, and then you just hold it there, pulse it at the top, send one leg out. You can lower and lift your leg.
My God! See, that's what I'm telling you.
Oh, so good.
I am not animating all this stuff. You guys, I'm gonna run out of fucking money. It's just there's like so many combinations.
Yeah,
so these
that's one of my favorites. Yeah, so froggy style crunches.
Froggy style crunches. So the one she's doing now has more emphasis on the obliques, but they're all good. This is really as creative as you can be. We're gonna have Heather stop for a few minutes. Good job.
Thanks.
And then, do we have any questions? How many springs? A great question. So, you can start with one black, but I would say at least two black. We are going to add more springs next year. So we're going to have a spring that is lighter than the black, and then we're going to have a spring in between the red and the black. And by the way, the black is 20, and then the red is 80. I didn't realize that. Or I thought it was 60, but, anyway, it doesn't really matter. So we'll have two more type of springs, coming in. So two black for those ones. But you know what? If you can do a red, you can do a red. As long as your form is impeccable, then you're fine. Any more questions? How many springs? No? Okay, Paige, I got your question. Any more questions here? You guys want to move on to the next thing? Okay. All right. So now we're going to have Heather turn around and then laying flat on the back. So turning around, flat on the back, we'll start with the knee strap crunch. So for the knee strap crunch, this time you're going to have your butt up against the platform, or your butt against the micro. If you don't have a platform, that's fine. And then we're going to put the foot straps around the knees. Now for this one, you can have a black, two black. I like to have a red, actually. For me personally, I like a red because I want a lot of tension. Okay? So first exercise, you're going to keep your legs bent. We're not going to move the legs. We're going to hold them bent over here. And then it's going to be, again, this exercise is, then you can put a knee strap crunch on this one, yeah. And then this exercise is basically bring the chest to the knees. There you go. Excellent. And then put one more black. Yeah. The one black is probably not enough for this exercise. There you go. There you go. So same thing over here for this exercise, for the knee strap crunch. You can do it where you only move the upper body, or you can do it with your head down. So you don't move your upper body, you only move your lower body. That's another variation. Or you can use the combination of the two, upper and lower. And when you do this exercise, always keep tension in your abs. If you feel anything in your lower back, you're not doing it right. So when you feel this in your lower back, you stop immediately. And then you may want to do this exercise without the foot straps, okay? So if you have any tension in the lower back, any tension in the spine, any tension in the joints, do not work through it, please. You don't have to. There are literally thousands of ab exercises on that machine. You can do the wheelbarrow. There's so many variations, so many alternatives. No need to do an exercise that's going to hurt you, okay? So keeping the legs bent, keeping the legs together. That's another thing too. You can keep your feet together, or you can keep your legs apart slightly, whatever feels, more comfortable. So that's called the knee strap crunch, okay? You can also do another variation of this exercise is straightening the legs over here. So when you straighten the legs, you won't be able to use a red spring. I mean, some of you very strong will be able to, but most people will have to go back to the 1 black or 2 black. Same exercise. Now you have your legs straight, locked in, feet, knees, hips aligned. And what you do, you can move the legs up and down again like this. Keep your head down. So just moving the legs on this one. Hands on the floor. The hands can be behind the lower back. You can actually grab the platform with your hands if you want to. So you can move just your legs. You can just isolate the movement of the legs. Or you can keep your legs straight and bring your chest up, right? And then you can touch your feet. You can put your hands behind your neck. You can put your hands across your chest. You can keep your hands by your side. So many variations. And of course, you can do the combination of the two when you move your legs straight and you move your torso. And now you understand why I asked Heather to do this, because Heather is like the Terminator. She can go on and on and on and on. She's got such a strong core. Yes. Okay, so that's another great exercise over here. Now, the one thing that I haven't talked about are the little lift, the leg lift. So if you want to do this is actually a good exercise to do this. If you want to, Heather, keep your head down, put your hands underneath your butt. And what you can do, keep your legs straight and then lift your legs up to the ceiling. So that's called the leg lift, by the way. Oh, and that is a good one too. Yeah, so lifting the butt up and down. And you try to lift that butt higher. And you'll see, through practice, you will be able to keep your legs straight and then lift your legs straight up to the ceiling. And that's a great exercise for you, the deep inner layer of abs called the transverse abdominis. Good. Very nice. Here, bend your legs. Hold it for a few seconds. Are you guys able to see the animations at home? Yes? Yes? You guys can see the animations? Yes? Okay. Good. Perfect. All right. Thanks, Jennifer. Okay, so that is part of the the knee strap crunch. The other one that you can do, and this would be like most for everyone, so this is definitely more basic to intermediate. The other one that is more advanced, and then for that one, we're going to go back to just 1 black spring, and that's called the leg extension. So for the leg extension, we're going to put the handles around the feet. So handles around the feet. You're going to keep, again, your butt against the platform, if you have it. Yes? A little cushion. There you go. Okay, and this one is very simple. So you can keep your head down again, and then just extend the feet straight up. Oh, keep your legs bent. That's it. I mean, keep your knees above the... So for this exercise, you got to keep your knees right above the hips as you extend the feet over the knees. So the knees are not moving. They remain stationary. Okay? So that is primarily going to work the quads, but you have to stabilize from the abs. Okay? As you do this, you can put your hands behind your neck, and now you can add the crunch as well. This is a great exercise too. You know, this mobilizes every muscle fibers in your abs. Good, excellent. And of course, you can bring the opposite elbow to the opposite knee. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot that one with the cable-assisted crunch. There's so many variations. I mean, those abs, I swear, guys, you could spend hours on the machine and then do this. Okay. Most important thing is to always keep the space open between your chin and your chest, to keep the shoulders away from the ears, and then to do big movements, okay? Try not to crunch anything. Even though we call the cable crunch, we're not really crunching. We're just kind of lifting from that angle. Nice. Excellent. You can reach out opposite hand to opposite knee. There you go, right? That's another one. So let me ask you guys at home, whenever we twist like that, right? Whenever we start to cross over, we bring the opposite elbow to the opposite knee, or if we bring the opposite hand to the opposite foot, you know, what are we working? The obliques, right? Yes. So the obliques is very important, right? So every single time you start to twist, you're working those obliques, okay? So that's another great way. This right here works the rectus abdominis, upper and lower. It works the obliques, internal, external. and also work the transverse abdominis. So the more movement you combine together, the more complete the more complete burn, or the deeper the work in the abdominal muscles, if that makes sense. Okay. Very nice. Thank you. Another one that Heather was doing before is the pulse. Okay, so you can pulse. So you can pulse with everything. Okay, you can pulse in this exercise. I mean, it's just anything. The pulse is just a great way to get some extra burn. Okay. Remember that when you do abdominal work, everything is time under tension. Your abdominal recover very quickly. You can work your abs every day of the week, and they will recover because they're mostly made out of slow twitch muscle fiber, which is high resistance to fatigue and recovers very quick. So you can actually do a lot of abs. If you want to, I would recommend to not even count repetition, and that's what I do. I basically time it, and you could do a 5, 6, 10, 20 minutes in the back like this, and you will get great results. Of course, for me personally, I love to combine the movement of the cables with the movement of the machine. Like I would do this exercise, for example, followed by a reverse giant wheelbarrow, and then my abs would be completely burning. But since I don't work my abs, I don't have to worry about it. No, I do work my abs. I'm a sucker. I love the reverse giant wheelbarrow. For me, that's what I do. I do the reverse giant wheelbarrow. I'll put the ramp at level 4, and I put 3 or 4 yellow springs. And I love to do my reverse giant wheelbarrow with my kneeling crunch. I just love it. It just, for me, that does the trick. Comments on this one?
Oh no, I love these. Yeah,
you love these
because you can do them on the Mega also.
Yeah, exactly.
So now you can do it on the Micro too.
Yeah, and then remember that all this exercise can be done on the Mega as well. You'll be on the carriage, not on the floor. Question. I'm working on a Mega, not a Micro. Can you explain some of these moves for the Mega? So basically, the advantage of doing this on the Mega versus the Micro. I'm going to ask you the question. What is the fundamental difference between doing this exercise on the floor behind the Micro versus doing this exercise on the carriage on the Mega? Can anyone answer right over here? What are we activating? What is the main difference? Because you're going to do the same exercise, same exact way, but on the carriage. Additional body weight on the carriage. Yes and no. There's something else that you're missing. Not just the body weight. Stability, exactly. So what happens is when you are on the carriage moves back and forth. And because of the movement of the carriage back and forth, automatically, it's a core exercise now. You don't have to worry about it. When you lay on your back behind the Micro, you are isolating the abs, okay? You are concentrating on the abs, okay? When you do the same movement on the carriage, you are integrating the abs into the movement because the carriage moves back and forth. So it's very different. Every single time you work on the carriage, you work in integrating the muscles, and that is very important for health reasons because now you combine all the muscles into a larger movement. So every single time you do a movement on the carriage, it's a core exercise because your abs have to stabilize your spine as the spine is basically moving back and forth. You may be laying on your back, but it's still a core exercise. And that's the fundamental difference between doing the exercise on the Mega and then the exercise on the Micro on the floor. Now remember that when I first made the Micro, I didn't want to put cables. I wanted to do a quick and dirty workout basically on the Micro. A lot of people at home, don't have a chance to always come to a studio or there's no studio around them. So I want them to be able to do like the essential exercise of Lagree, which are basically the planks, the wheelbarrow, the skating, all that stuff. But all of you wanted to transfer the Micro into the Mega, so here we are, and now we have the cable exercise, okay? And if I didn't sell those cable exercise, someone else would. So I might as well just do it and then show you how to do that. But that's the main difference. I will do a tutorial for the Mega. And we'll cover all these exercises. So don't worry, we're locked in for the long run. So just give us some time, but we'll do all the tutorial, abs, arm, leg, all that stuff, Micro, Mega, Mini when it comes out. Okay, so let's go on to the next one that we have. So with the leg extension, yeah.
Can I move the Micro on that side? Just because I didn't realize she was going to work out right here.
What?
That Micro, can I move it?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's in the way.
Oh, just remove that. That's it. Oh, sorry, guys. By the way, no, you can move the Micro out of the way. That's it. Now, we had someone who asked us earlier, how do you store the micro? And I was just, I guess you can store it like this on the floor, or you can store it upside down. So, there you go. I hope someone is watching over here. So there you go. You can store the micro however, upside down, sideways, or whatever. Okay, so next video that we have is going to be, so we did a cable assisted crunch. We did the Snow Angel, leg extension, knee strap, leg extension pulse. We did the leg raises. Okay, now we're going to go into the exercise on the tailbone. So again, there are many, many, many exercises that we can do laying on the back. And then every month, I will start to add more exercise for the abs, because I know you guys are going to forget everything we did today. But don't worry, because this is going to be in two places. First of all, this is going to be on lagreehome.com and lagreeathome.com as well. So you can see that, okay? So you can just go through that video and then just, add exercise. All right, the next one that we have is going to be the tailbone. But let's do the tailbone facing... let's do the tailbone. We'll do. Okay, let's do the tailbone torso twist. Yeah. You know what? We'll do the kneeling torso twist first. This will be better. Kneeling torso twist. Okay. So this is the kneeling torso twist. Some of you might be able to do this actually sitting on the carriage. And we're actually having a little hook that you can put on the rear platform, so you can actually attach the cable and then use it on the carriage. But that's really for the smaller people out there. I wouldn't be able to do this. If you're tall and you want to do the kneeling torso twist, you will have to do it kneeling on the floor like this. So if Heather's facing this way, she's actually working the right side. You are going to work the side that is facing the micro, right, is the side that is working. So right here is the right side. The left side is also working because you cannot isolate your obliques that way. So your right and your left are always working together, right? And then you slowly basically rotate out. When you rotate out, maestro, make sure that we can see that the hips are not moving. So the key element to this exercise is to lock the hips. So basically Heather here is moving, her torso is moving independently of the legs. And then as you do this exercise, you want to suck that stomach in, you want to hold that stomach in, and that's going to also force the activation of the transverse and the internal obliques. And then the more you rotate out, the more you want to squeeze and pull. And just by squeezing and pulling, you're going to feel a lot of tightening. Very important. So two ways of doing it. And by the way, you can do this with all the other ab exercise. You want to hold that stomach in and squeeze it, kind of engage. And that's what we call engaging the abs. You don't want to squeeze too hard, because then you just, run out of breath. But you want to keep the abs engaged and then just slowly twist, okay? This is a phenomenal exercise for the waist. And if you do this right, your waist will start to diminish, and it'll go quick. It doesn't take 6 months. In a matter of 2 weeks, you'll see already maybe dropping 1 inch to 2 inches off your waist, just from an exercise like that. The micro does a lot of oblique exercise. There's a lot of plank exercise. We're not going to go over that stuff today. We won't have enough time. But we can do an oblique series tutorial if you want to, which will combine basically the cables and also just the machine. Like there's tons of side plank exercise you can do on the micro. They're so good. So you have two versions for this one. Three versions. One is kneeling. One is sit cross-legged, and I don't think we have any animations for that one. Okay, so when you sit cross-legged, there's going to be a lot more work on the lumbar area, so a lot more work here, okay? But otherwise the same thing. And you can see Heather's ab, you can see how just right over here, you can see the shadows, it's like, right there. Sorry, my hands are cold. She's like, oh, she's like, ah. Okay. Now, remember again, that when you do this exercise, you are not turning your hips. Your hips are staying facing one direction, okay? And then you have the other variation, which is basically sitting on the tailbone. So that would be the hardest, okay? The easiest would be to be on your knees. Then the moderate one or the intermediate one would be to sit cross-legged and then sitting on your tailbone. And then for the sitting on the tailbone, you have two options. You can have your legs off the floor or legs on the floor. You can have your legs straight or your legs bent. You can keep your legs stationary, or you can move your legs. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about lots of variations, and all of them are great. They're great variations. So if you're getting bored of how to do or the same routine the same ways, you can always spice it up by adding a movement of the legs, or adding another element to it. When you do this exercise, same thing, right? You want to keep your body, basically you want to lock your hips in, and then you're going to rotate out. And again, working the same side. If Heather's facing this way, she's working the right side. Now the left side is also working because it has to stabilize the action of the right side, but the focus is the right side. Keep the stomach in. Oh, we got a question. Which hand goes on top? Well, either way, some people like to have the right hand underneath the left hand. Some people like to have the right hand on top of the left hand. When I do it, I like to interlock my fingers. And when I teach my classes, I'll tell people to interlock the fingers. So basically, if this was the handle, I would grab it like that and then pull. And I feel like I have an even pull. But this is not a matter of death or life, which hands you have. What you want, though, is you want to keep your hands aligned with the torso. You don't want your hands above your face. You want to keep your hands always basically just align the shoulders right there when you turn. That's it. Okay, so you don't want the hands down. Hands should be somewhat aligned with the chest. Okay? Next questions. Yes, please do an abs tutorial. We will do that. We'll do all of it. We're going to have tons of tutorials. You guys are going to be so sick of seeing us. We're going to have so many tutorials. You're going to be like, fuck it, no more tutorials. Does it matter which hand? Is this more of a pushing exercise or a pulling exercise? It's a good question because you're kind of pushing and pulling on this one. I still categorize this one as a pulling exercise, but it's really different because now you're just basically sitting on the floor, so it's a little different. I stay with pulling exercise, but really it doesn't really matter because really on this one is more tension, more resistance. It's going to make it more difficult. How are we doing, Heather? Good? Yes? Anything you want to add on this one? No? A low pulse? Yes. Yeah, guys, this is the thing is you can add pulse on any exercise you want, okay? Really good stuff. Okay. Question for the Mega. On the Mega, is this the same? The working obliques is facing the machine. No. Great question. Thank you. Thank you, Brooke. No. It's different. So on the micro, because you're standing behind the micro, whatever side is facing the micro, that's the side you're working on. On the Mega, you sit on the carriage, it's the side that is facing the back. So if she's facing, so go ahead and sit on the Mega. So let's pretend the micro is the Mega. Oh, turn it facing the same direction. So if you sit on the Mega facing the same direction, now you're working the left side. Don't ask why. It's magic. No, it's because it's where you're pulling this way now. Now you're pulling from here. When you sit over here, you're pulling from there. But when you sit on the carriage, you're pulling from over here now. So you're left side. I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't make sense,
You turn to the front.
yeah. Yes, but that's because you're not sitting on the carriage, so there's a little slight modification. Great question, thank you. And it's and again, just if you really go slow, you'll be able to feel where the which side is working more. That's what you thought. Great, you're welcome. Any questions like that, always ask us. Okay, there's going to be many similarities to the Mega. But there are also differences, differences because the micro is much shorter, and then you can combine the floor, which you can't do on the Mega. All right, so with the kneeling torso twist, let's go back in the list that we have here. Superfly. Okay. Are you ready for the Superfly? Okay. Superfly, that's an exercise that Heather came up with. Okay. That one is advanced. I would say this is definitely an advanced exercise, okay? So on the video, we have the avatar kneeling on the floor with the elbow on the floor. I hope you figured out by now that if you have your elbow on the floor, it can also be on the platform. Or if you have your elbow on the platform, it can also be on the floor, okay? She's got her knees off the carriage, which would be the most difficult position, but she can have your knees on the floor. If the knees are on the floor, it's going to be a little easier. Now let's go, make sure you have only one black spray on this one. So this is actually not a triceps or shoulder exercise. This is a core exercise, okay? Because this actually works the totality of your body. The most important part about this exercise is not the extension of the arm, it is what? What is the most important part about this exercise right here? Can someone write it? Please write it down for me right now if you know the answer. Stability, yes. Yeah, but more than what's going to stabilizing the core. Thank you, Barrett. Yeah, stabilizing the core. What you want to do is you do not want to move or change the alignment of the body. And that's something that if you look at the videos I do with Heather is amazing. She will keep the same body alignment for as long as it takes, for 30 fucking minutes. Most people will like get tired and drop the hips and they compromise the form. Heather, she keeps on going and going. So right here, what Heather's doing perfectly, and I wish I had a pen to draw over her on the screen, but if you see her spine is completely aligned. So the hips and the shoulders are aligned. The hips are not dropping. This is going crazy. So right now, that's the right side. The right side is working like fucking crazy. And basically, what is the left arm doing? The left arm is basically challenging the stability of the body. So when you do runner's lunge, when you do exercise like that, the moving leg or the moving arm is actually not what you're truly working. This arm over here, the movement of the arm is challenging Heather's body to stay in that position. That's the exercise. And you try to do this for a full minute, where you basically do not move that, and then you want that arm a little higher right over here if you can. And you can do the arm straight, moving the arm down like this if you want to, right? Or you can bend the elbow. I don't really care what you do with the arm, but basically you can lean on your knees now. Good, okay. You got to give her applause because this is all abs right over here, right? And so that's the exercise. You can start on your knees. If you have your hand on the rear platform, if you have it, it will make it easier. If you have your hand on the floor, it will be a little harder. Okay, thank you. You can take a little break. Woo! Okay, so that's the Superfly. Superfly is a great exercise, and it's basically a step above of the side plank. So if you want to do a quick side plank. Quick side plank is this. Okay, so that's the side plank, and then that's it. That's basically it. So adding the cable, and you can stop right here. Thank you. So adding the movement of the arm is basically just challenging the side plank position. I hope it makes sense. And then you can do all kind of arms movements that way. Is that possible on a mega? Oh yeah, because the carriage is not long enough. Yeah. Okay. I'll tell you what, guys. When we do a mega tutorial, remind us that to do the Superfly, and then we'll definitely demonstrate that exercise. Yeah, remember that, I want to keep the universe of exercise on the mega different from the micro. They're different. The mega is a heavier machines. The springs are different because the carriage weighs 62 pounds on the mega versus like literally this one is like 8 pounds, I think. So it's a big difference. You'll see that when the Mini comes out, you'll have like bigger carriages and you'll start to be able to do more stuff with the carriage on the Mini. But really the micro was again, for like the essential movements. But you can do on the Mega, you have like other exercise that can do better, I think, than this one. But it's a great exercise. Okay, so we did the Superfly. What else do we have? I think we did them all, right? On this ones. What's that? Oh my God, I can't believe I totally not put the scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs. Oh my God. Okay, hang on one sec. I'm going to find the video for you guys. Scrambled eggs. Go into the arms one. Yeah. Oh, you can actually, go with the arms. There you go. Oh, no, sorry, not arms, sorry. I don't know where I put the legs. Go in the exercise. I don't know where I put this one, actually. Go exercise, yeah. And then type in scrambled eggs here. You might want to move this out. There you go. Whoops. Oh, there you go. You had the search right here. You're good. And put scrambled eggs. There you go. Perfect. All right, guys. So here's the scrambled eggs. So for the scrambled eggs, I think it's best if your hands are behind the micro, though, for that one. Oh, so that's why he has it that way. I was wondering why Thomas put the hands like between the carriage and the platform. I'm like, well, it's not very practical. It works? Okay, so you might have to do a one-arm scrambled eggs for that one. Yeah. Okay. Well, you might want to put your right hand down actually on that one and put your left arm across the chest. Does that work or no? No? It's harder? Okay. All right. Again, sorry guys, micro is not meant for the scrambled eggs. We're adapting that movement, okay? So basically, for the scrambled eggs, so the scrambled eggs though, on the micro, is more of a leg exercise than a core exercise. Can you tell me why? You're welcome, Heather. We'll see you next time. Go ahead and tell me the difference between doing the scrambled eggs on the micro versus the scrambled eggs on the mega. I talked about it, so you should know the answer. Stability of core, yes, good, Barrett. But which one? Mega or micro? Which one? Mega. Good. And why? Why is it a core exercise on the mega, but why is it a leg exercise on the micro? That's why I didn't put it. Yeah, I'm just like, Now, when I had used it, oh yeah, that's why I didn't put it on the ab exercise. Because of the carriage, you have to stabilize. Good, excellent, Brooke, and excellent, Dana, and excellent, Barrett. Yes. So when you are on the carriage and you move the legs back and forth, the carriage moves, and I don't know if you can see me, basically your spine wants to do this, all right? If we didn't have any obliques, the spine, and then if we didn't have any obliques or erectus abdominis or erectus spinous or transverse or whatever lats, the spine would just fucking collapse, right? So as you move the carriage back and forth, your muscles have to be just basically stabilizing that spine. So this is why on the mega, it's a core exercise, but on the micro, it's more of a leg exercise. You will feel this in the abs, but not to the capacity of the mega. So on this one, you can really isolate the glutes. And that's the scrambled eggs. So the scrambled eggs, we will cover this when we do the micro cable exercise for the legs. Okay, we're going to do a tutorial for the arms. We may have to break the tutorials for the arms into 2 tutorials because there's a lot of arm exercise you can do, and then we'll do another tutorial for the legs using the micro cable. But that is basically the scrambled eggs. And like you saw Heather doing it, it's just some of the exercise may not be completely adaptable or as easy to do on the mega. And again, it's because it's a different machine. So, bear with us. When you guys, are ever upgrading to the mini you will be able to do because there'll be a bigger carriage and you'll be able to be on the carriage and then do that. Okay? So scrambled eggs. Good. What else do we have for the abs? In the back, yeah. Yeah. Oh, one more question. How high should the leg be elevated? Good question. Let's go back into the scrambled eggs since we have a question for the scrambled eggs. So what you're looking for is this. You can lift the left leg or the leg as high as you want as long as you keep your hips and your shoulders aligned. If you start having all the weight falling on your right side. You see how Heather right now is just falling on the right side over here in order to lift that left leg up, then you are compromising your posture. You never, ever, ever, ever compromise your posture. I don't care if you do Lagree, Pilates, yoga, CrossFit, whatever exercise you do, you never compromise your posture. Please never compromise your form because that's how you create long-term or chronic pain in your spine, okay? Trust me, I'm the king of all assholes. I lift weight like a fucking gorilla, and I do crazy shit that really no one else should do, and I have lower back pain because of it. So I'm telling you, don't be a jerk like me when you work out, okay? Don't be like so about the intensity that you sacrifice your form. I've done this, don't do it. When you do the scrambled eggs, you want to make sure that your hips and your shoulders are aligned. And essentially what you're doing is here, can I get the bird's eye view on this one? There you go. Essentially what you're doing over here is drawing a rectangle. You know what, Darwin and Christian? We may want to look into like getting a software so you guys can actually draw form. That'd be very good. I think that'd be fantastic for a tutorial because that's what we want. You keep a box, okay? Your torso is going to be like a big rectangle, and that rectangle doesn't move. You keep the same 90-degree angle. You're not rotating, and that's it, okay? So your left leg will be as high as you can while keeping good form. If you lift the left leg all the way up and it's pushing your body out of alignment, it's too high. That's how I determine, the height of the leg. Now there are people out there who are very flexible, hypermobile, right, and they can keep the leg all the way up in the air while keeping the body aligned. Great, then that's fine. But most people can't do that, and I don't teach it that way. So usually for me, when I teach the scrambled eggs, I have my legs lower to the ground because I really want to keep that good form. It's very important, okay? It's a great question, thank you. Any more questions? We have about 15 minutes left on this. I think that we're good with this micro cable abs exercise. Is anything else you want us to review one more time? No? Oh. Anything you want to see? A lot of balancing on the mega compared to the micro. Yes. Okay. This should be elevated. Okay. No more question, guys? Okay. So, again, quick review of this ab exercise. We're going to go back on the cable assist crunch. Okay. So, for some of you, yes, wait. Okay. From Jennifer. Okay, Jennifer, what do you want? What do you want to know about the micro? Abs with bungee. Angela, you want us to do abs and bungee? We don't have the bungee attached, but essentially what you could do is I'm going to pretend I'm going to hook this up right over here. We have a bungee over here. And I'm going to do this, okay? So I'm not going to attach this bungee the way it's supposed to be attached, but oh, there you go. Here. You could do this, abs with bungee. Okay, there you go. So here's the bungee. We're using the universal cuff on the rear platform, and then we can do like the cable assisted crunch. So you're going to lay flat on your back and then scoot down a little bit. So if you do not have, and by the way, I don't know who asked for that. Oh, I didn't see it anymore. Great question, by the way, because if you don't really have the cables, but you have the bungee, you can actually use the bungee and do the abs that way. Okay. So there you go, Angela, here, stay right here. So abs with bungee. So if you don't have the cables, grab, I don't know, Darwin, can you zoom in over here? So you will attach the cuff to the platform. You see how we attach the cuff? And then you attach your bungee here. You can use one of the rings and then you attach it. And now zoom out. And then basically what you can do over here, you can do this all the same exercise that you would do with the cables for the cable assisted crunch. So here, grab the bungee with both hands, and you can crunch. You can move your legs back and forth on this one, okay? And what I like about having the bungee or the cable is that automatically it engages your triceps and your lats. And when your triceps and your lats are engaged, you get basically the parallel support, and it supports your spine in that exercise. So you can do the legs straight, just like Heather's doing right now. You can do leg kicks if you want to, one leg up, one leg down. Really it's just as simple or as complicated or as you want. Keep both legs bent And now you can bring the hands to the opposite knee. So you can do obliques that way, since I forgot that. You can do like a twister when you bring the opposite hands and opposite knees together and extend out. Can we get a bird eye view on this one? There you go. So you can see the twist on this one, like that. That's another variation. Good. Thank you, Angela. That was actually a great question. I didn't even consider doing the bungee, the abs, but absolutely. I don't think you'll be able to do any of the other ones, but if you have little feet, or if you're a Smurf, okay, you can actually do this exercise. But look, so Heather's doing this one. So there you go. You see? Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay, so if you really want to do this with the bungee, you can. There you go. All right. I'm not going to do the animations for that, guys. Come on. All right. You guys are going to kill me. I'm going to go bankrupt with all these fucking animations. But you can actually do this with the bungee. Yeah, great question. Thank you, Angela. Then we had other, you saw Heather doing that. Yep. Do you have anything new that I can teach on the Mega ab-wise? Snow Angel was something new. Anything else? Well, the Snow Angel has always been there. I feel that the Snow Angel should be already on the Mega tutorial. I think I need to brush up the animations for the Mega. I've been like really focusing on the micro. But next year, we will develop more exercise for the Mega with the cables. But there's so many variations. There really are. I mean, it just, but we will add more. Can you demonstrate that the lat pull down and what you can do modifies? Can you demonstrate the lat pull and what can you do to modify if you don't have the bars? Ooh. Oh, okay. That's it. So that would be, again, so, it's not a great way of doing it, but it is one way of doing it. You could actually grab the rear platform and then grab it that way. And I guess your next question is like, what if you don't have a rear handle and rear platform? If you don't have a rear handle, rear platform, I guess you could grab the legs and then redo it, but oh, there you go, excellent, love that. So you could do it that way, and of course, if you don't have the platform, you kneel on the floor, and then you probably would want to kneel on the floor anyway, just to keep your hips, just to keep your body more aligned with the carriage. Yeah, there you go. And you can see your lats over here. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but you can see those lats totally working over here. Can you see that? There you go. You can see the shadow. See, that's a great thing working with Heather because she's so fit, you can see every muscles. But you can literally see the lats working on this one. I actually would say that I prefer that version of the lats versus kneeling on the carriage. So, Gwen, if you're gonna basically do the lat pull down without the handles, that's the way I would prefer. That you kneel either on the platform or on the floor, and then you can put your hands. Yeah, I broke a sprain. You're so strong. Okay, anything else? Any more things? You good? Excellent. Good questions, Again, we'll go over that stuff when we do like the arms and things like that. So save your questions for those ones. And then thank you, Heather, for demonstrating that. Yes. And then again, we're going to do a lot more of the tutorials. Please bring your questions. Don't be shy, okay? If you have a burning question, ask it. Even if you think it's stupid, there's no stupid questions, okay? We want you to really understand the micro and then to learn how to, you're welcome, Journey Ken. Yes, absolutely. And yes, give us feedback, okay? Because, Heather and I, we know the method and, we approach it from a certain perspective. But there's sometimes, little things that you guys want to know and you're afraid to ask. So just The website is for you. All of this is for you guys. This is for you to work out, stay healthy during the COVID or closure, or, if you, are going away for the weekend on a road trip, you can grab your micro and work out. And so we really want to share that knowledge with you so that you guys can, just work out in a safe way, because it's always about safety, Trust me, I'm the king of hurting people, hurting myself, so now I'm passing on to you not to hurt anyone and not to hurt yourself, right? So there you go. You good? All right, Heather, thank you very much. Everyone, thank you for watching. And again, just bring your questions. And then happy holidays. We're not going to we're probably not going to see you until the first week in January. And in January, we'll start, coming up with a more solid schedule. And that's it. So thank you, everyone, for watching. All right. Have a great rest of the evening. Bye.